There we go. Back
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're going. This is like totally informal. There's no
intro.
format to this. No, there's no Philly. It's me. It's me. There's no format. I'm in flip flops. Philly Plowden.
Hey.
But you know, back when just before the housing market crashed there in 2008, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, the 2 or 3 years leading up to that, housing inflated like ridiculous. Right. So in my neighborhood, like my little house probably was really at the time worth about maybe $350,000-$400,000. Where houses like mine were selling for $1 million fucking dollars.
Wow.
And so my neighbors, a lot of the neighbors were selling, you know, and even getting over, and they were like, yeah, we're selling. And I'm going, but where are you going to move? Everything's that expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't move anywhere here. And they go, oh, no. We're moving to North Alabama, North Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, places like that.
Yeah.
You know, and we can go up there.
Which is all beautiful country, by the way.
It's beautiful. And they go, we can get 5 acres of land and build a house and stick $200,000 in the bank. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, well, I left there.
I know, vacant house.
And let me tell you why. I love that. I mean, especially the mountains along the North Carolina border. That's where I'm kind of from. But from about this time of the year, into October, 1st November, when all the leaves fall,
right,
until April, it's a lot of gray and dank.
A lot of misty days.
A lot of misty, gray, funky.
You know where a misty day is beautiful? Alaska.
Now, have you been up there much?
I've been to Alaska a lot. Alaska is...
Did you go up there and work?
Yeah, I did. When I was doing cruise ships,
yeah.
I was in Alaska. And if it's sunny and bright, it's okay. But when it's misty and raining, it's beautiful.
Pam and I went to Alaska, you know, just bucket list. And we went a couple years ago. And we loved it. And we got those days. A couple of days we went out hiking and had those kind of days. And it is because it has, when you're out in the summertime, it does have kind of a rainforest kind of, you know, the north, you know, that.
Plus, when it's sunny, all the people close down because they go fishing and go do so. Now, here's the other thing about Alaska. It's a lot of teen pregnancy, which is connected to Elkhart, Indiana, the same numbers. Why do I know these things we don't know? And
you've been both places.
I've been both places. Yeah, I performed in both places. And alcoholism, because there's nothing to do.
Right.
Because, you know, when it's nighttime for a long time.
Yes. And fighting.
A lot of fighting.
Yeah.
So
what are you going to do? Just,
what you want to do? I don't know. You want to fight? Okay.
Why not? Well, my cousin, Robert, him and his wife were never had kids, and they were traveling nurses.
Okay.
And so they could go anywhere in the world and get a nursing job for a couple of years just to experience that.
Right.
And they went to Juneau on a I think a 2-year contract working at a clinic for the native Alaskan people, and indigenous native people. And he ended up staying for 7 years.
Really?
And he is big into hunting and fishing.
Right.
And for him, that was just completely paradise.
Juneau, I love. Ketchikan, I used to go running in the mountains in Ketchikan.
We went to Ketchikan. We went to Juneau. And, of course, you know, and we went up to Denali. We actually saw Mount Denali.
Wow.
Which they said was not like maybe half the people get to actually see it.
Right.
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen it. I heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Here's my most vivid memory of Alaska. I was in, oh man, I forget the town, some small town, and I saw a raven open up a trash can that was locked. You know how those trash cans, you put that latch down?
Yeah.
And this raven opened up that trash can and went in and got a piece of food. I forget what part of Alaska it was, but that thing, and this is before cell phones and everybody was taping stuff. And
right.
I'm like, because people don't use their memories anymore. You got to tape everything, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, good to see you, Les.
Good to see you too.
Man,
I
it's
was
been a
thrilled
couple
to see you on. And when I saw that you were doing the Wednesday, Thursday before we had a guy coming in doing the weekend, I thought, is Philly living down here now? And she said, Rowan said, no, he's in Georgia, but he was down here. You were down here anyway.
Right.
You were taping for Open Bar.
Open Bar, which was amazing.
You had a great crowd, I heard.
Great crowd.
Yeah.
I did probably out of 30 minutes, I did 15 to 17 new minutes that I've never done. It was the first time doing it. I was so serious about it. I came in a couple of hours early and stepped on stage and did the show.
Nice.
Rehearsed the show.
Sure.
I wasn't yelling because you got people working out there.
No, I got it.
And if you just walked in like, who this crazy man mumbling? But that's how serious I was about it.
Well, when I shot, I'm shooting one in November, a second one. But when I shot mine, I did it mainly just kind of, for the fun of it, for the legacy, whatever. But man, it's such a great thing for any comedian to have to put together a set that has to be efficient.
Yes.
Efficient, where you really sit down and craft and get all the wasted words out and really get everything on point like you were doing a television show.
My goal was for this special to show everything I can do in a condensed period of time.
Right.
Because, see, last time I was here, I went first. And it threw me off because I had to be conscious of time and I had to think. I went last this time because I threatened Ron's family. And you want to see these kids again? No. But I was able just to relax and do what I wanted to do.
So this is the second one for you.
This is my second one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was able to relax and just do everything that I know I can do and have it in a condensed time. Because I hate going by A to Z. I've never been an A to Z comedian. Ever.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of that way too. I've coming from an acting background, and then knowing how to do improvisation and being very comfortable with improvisation. Once I got for me, it was about once I got about 10 years into doing it. Then I got comfortable with not feeling like I had to stick to the structure, to the material. I knew that I could play, and then if it wasn't hitting, I knew how to fall back into the material.
The only structure I have is having zero structure. That's my structure, and for me it works. For Hollywood it doesn't. They want you to be doom doom doom.
Right.
Can we write around them? And I used to try to fit into square pegs as a round peg myself. And I was telling some guys the other day, when you're driving a lot or you're traveling, you think, and I think every time I failed, it was because I tried to be what I thought people wanted me to be.
I think that and I don't know about you, but it's like for so many years, it's like when you went under the microscope, and that's when that camera comes on. You go on, that to me, that's like now you're under the microscope.
Right.
Same thing. And I find that when I watch a lot of people that aren't used to that, it's like you tighten up, you naturally tighten up, and you're not the same, and you're not. It's hard to be loose, and I can compare that to sports, and especially because I'm big into golf, and I know that it's weird in that when you want to do your best, somehow you have to kind of not give a shit.
Yes.
But you have to be on point, and you got to have your skills there. But because if you start giving too much of a shit, you tighten up, and you can't. you can't perform the way you're supposed to.
You're going to love this analogy because I connected to golf. In golf, you have to know how to hold the club, how to stick your butt the right way, how to move your shoulders, how to plant your feet, how to bring the swing around, how to, follow through, boom, boom, boom. You got to know all that stuff. But once you learn it, forget it and just swing.
Right.
And that's how comedy
that's it
for me.
Well, it's true in that, because I've gone through periods, and I just went through a period where of about 5 months where about a year ago, shit started to unravel. And I hadn't had lessons in a while. I hadn't had a professional look at me. And so I was like, I got to get back to a pro. And as soon as I got back to the pro, of course, they're tightening that foundation up, getting you back where. Well, now you're changing shit.
Right.
Now, and I know this process. When I'm going through that process, there'll be 2 months where I don't even score myself because I'm thinking about everything.
Right.
Out on the course, I'm thinking about my lesson. I'm thinking about the things. And while you're thinking, you're going to do some goofy shit. You're gonna do some goofy shit. It's kind of like when you're throwing new material out or whatever. It's like a good section of this is not gonna land. It ain't gonna land.
I took a big chance last night. I did a bit last night. It was a big chance, and it got a better response than I expected. I might do it again. I don't know, because it's a real edgy bit. Not edgy in foul language. It's just social consciously edgy, because people are a little.
What is it?
Well, it's kind of the tragedy that happened with the young man in
Charlie
Utah.
Kirk.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was horrible.
Yes,
but
it was
I
horrible.
told the story how I went to back in Orlando, I went to a organizational rally at a Jewish center because I wanted to see it for myself.
Right.
And then I just built on it. And, you throw your little not improv, but exaggerations in.
Sure.
And stuff like that. But last night, I don't know if they were drunk. I don't care, but it worked.
And when you're in Sarasota, Florida, you know that generally over half your crowd, if not 3/4 of your crowd, are going to be Republicans, because this is a Republican city.
Right.
You just kind of know that. So when you're doing something along that lines, it's kind of like a white guy and 3/4 of your crowd is black, and you're going to do a bit that's kind of, and you're like, ooh, I don't know, let's see if this lands.
Yeah, I kept it really. I didn't say words. I didn't say titles of organizations. Pardon me. I use people who enjoy bed linen and enjoy wearing bed linen.
Right.
And then the exaggeration. I'm thinking about George Carlin. You got to have a good exaggeration.
Right.
And stuff like that. And they got it. I don't know if they got it and laughed out of kindness. Don't care.
No. As long as they laugh.
As long as they laugh.
Don't give a shit.
I don't care.
It worked. All right. I'm going to run something by you, because I would like to, because I played with this, and just to get your opinion on it. And it's going to be in my new special. I went into, I'm going to tighten it up. Went into a liquor store, and I'm a bourbon drinker. And there's a million fucking bourbons now.
Right.
And I see a bourbon that I've never seen before, and it's called Chicken Cock. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And like immediately I think several things are hitting my head. One, I just read the book about Jack Daniels and the fact that Jack Daniels was not made by Jack Daniels. And Jack Daniels was made by a black man named Nearest Green. Right. Nearest Green was the distiller, but it was Jim Crow South. He can't sell it.
He can't get the
Jack
credit.
can sell it,
Right.
and they were the best of friends.
Right.
And so a lady, a writer out in California, a black lady, and her husband heard about it, came to Lynchburg, got involved. She wrote a book about it. I read it, and she and her husband put together a distillery to make Nearest Green. So now you can buy Nearest Green, and it's a great bourbon. I think it's a whiskey. I think it's better than Jack Daniels. But I learned in that book how hard it is to take a liquor from thought to actual production, to market, to get it on shelves, all this kind of stuff. And I'm going, on the cheap, it's $500,000.
Right.
I mean, on the cheap,
Back in them days,
it's
wow.
a lot. But I'm just saying, this was relatively, not that long ago. So I'm looking at Chicken Cock, and I'm going, they've spent a lot of fucking money. And at some point, they had to sit in the boardroom and go, what's the name? And you go, well, you want to come up with a name that's going to entice people to want to try it.
Right.
Who the fuck wants chicken cock in their mouth? I mean, who on God's green earth, right? So I've got this whole bit. I probably say cock more times than you. I probably set the Guinness Book World Record of how many times you can say cock in 2 minutes.
Does it come with hot sauce? I mean,
I don't know. But so I end up doing the research on it, and I come to find out that chicken cock is a 100-year-old bourbon.
Really?
Yes, and a chicken cock was what they called a rooster in Kentucky.
So they're the fighting birds.
Correct, the fighting birds. So that was what this was all about. And so during Prohibition, the distiller in Kentucky kept making chicken cock against the law and was canning it so they could take it places, right?
Okay.
And it became the house bourbon for the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York.
Chicken cock.
Chicken cock. And so, and here's my bit, and I'm walking on thin ice with it. But I think there's truth to it, of course, because it's the fucking 30s. You know, we are racially segregated, right? So I go, so chicken cock becomes the house liquor of Cotton Club. Where did that discussion come from? Well, somebody goes to the bootleggers. They go, hey, man, you know that Cotton Club up there in Harlem, they're moving a lot of whiskey. And they go, oh, that's cool, man. You want to send them some Jack Daniels? They go, no. Send them the chicken cock. And then, you know what I mean?
Chicken cock.
Send them the chicken cock. And I go, that's probably what the fuck happened.
Send them the
chicken cock.
Wow.
Send Harlem the chicken cock, right? And you know they didn't call it chicken cock.
They might have called it something else.
They called it Cotton Club bourbon
or
whatever. But,
wow, that's a good little history lesson too.
So I put that in the bit, but I go, it's hard. For me, it's like the absurdity, the gross absurdity in the truth of that. I would hope might get a laugh, but it's a little. I don't think I'm
what I did last
getting
night?
it there.
You know what I did? I made the what is it? The not concessions. Oh, I just had the word in my head. Before you say something, what's the word? Disclaimer.
Oh, okay.
I made the disclaimer funny to set up what I'm about to say.
Got you.
And that, I think, helped it move along.
Right.
With the disclaimer.
Okay.
Making that funny, you know.
I know when I was riffing around with it and tried it, the first time I threw that out, before I said that, I went, okay, here's the deal. Here's the real deal about chicken cock. And I'm going to say before I go into this, I'm walking on thin ice.
Right.
You know,
I would hype that
I'm
up.
walking on thin ice.
I would hype that up. I would definitely hype that up. Like, you know, by the way, I'm walking on thin ice, and I contribute to the Urban League.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There it is. Thank you.
I
Okay.
to the Urban
there you
League,
go.
You know.
Black lives do matter.
Black lives do matter.
Let's get it.
You know.
But they gave him the chicken cock.
They got the chicken cock. Yeah. Because now that you made me think about it, the disclaimer was people were like on edge, like, what is he going to say after saying all this? You know, blah, blah, blah. And so it worked out. But I'm going to look for that one.
You know, it was goofy. I've thrown it up on stage 5 or 6 times, and I'm just kind of riffing with it. I've got a few things now I know will work, you know, and then I just kind of roll and see what else I can get out of it. But I had a party in that was a marriage, but it was 2 women, but there was about 10 or 12 of them there, and they were from Kentucky, and I go chicken cock, and they go, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's like saying Elijah Craig.
Exactly right.
Know it.
They went, oh yeah, and I said,
it.
you've had chicken cock, and they go, yes, we have. They go, it's pretty good. And a man goes, I said, is it a good bourbon? And a man's voice out of the group goes, it's a high quality bourbon. And one of the women that were getting married said, it's okay. And I said, I'm going with the lesbians on this one.
They know if chicken cock is finger licking good. Okay.
I'm going going with
That's
the gay
funny.
women.
Do you
think
still
they
enjoy it,
know.
Les? Do you still enjoy doing stand-up and comedy?
Well, it's a great question, and I will tell you that
Welcome
I
to the
do.
Philly Plowden Show. We're here with Les
I
McCurdy.
do. You can interview me. I do enjoy doing it, and I told people during what hit me during the pandemic of being 15, 16 months not doing it, and it was well into it because I was embroiled with so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was well into it when it hit me one evening. I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it. You know, I'm not. There's no depression. There's no anxiety about wanting to perform. No depression about not being able to perform. I said, wow, I'm not missing it. But as soon as it came back and I got back on stage, I totally enjoy it.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point now where I'm semi-retired. I'm turning 70 here soon. And I've now been doing stand-up comedy professionally for 42 years.
Wow.
So, you know, that's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows. And now, over the past year, I come in generally on a Friday or Saturday night. I host the show, I do the podcast, I hang out with the comics. The reason I'm here on a Thursday night is because you're here.
Hey, I feel special.
Because you weren't going to be here on the weekend. I go, I
Right.
can't miss Philly.
Right.
And so, because I love all you guys. I mean,
This is my home club. I consider this my home
Oh,
club.
that's great. You know, it's like, so, yes, I still love doing it. And it's like we've done it so many times. I know I could walk away from it for months, and it's like riding a bicycle to go back because we've literally been doing it for so long.
I still enjoy it. My son has become quite the motivational speaker.
Oh, great.
So all the wisdom I used to throw at him and his sister, he's now throwing it at me. So out of the blue one day, he just calls me, Dad. He calls me Dad. Dad, I just want to tell you something, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I said, all right, thanks. He said, think about it. Think about how many people you don't even know you made laugh.
Yes.
And forget about a problem. And forget about something that was bad, and you made them laugh. You have, between cruise ships back in the day and clubs and especially, he said, this the people you have made laugh. And I've had people come up to me once on the ship, once in the club. I'll never forget this. This is the best story. I was performing at a G room in St. Augustine, Florida, and I was like questioning God, what is it you want me to do? Can't believe I'm still
I think I booked that room. But anyway, go ahead.
What do you want me to do? I'm struggling. I'm asking for, nobody's helping me. I'm bitching and bitching and bitching. So, great show that night. Mm-hmm. This is how long ago it was. The Iraqi war was kicking,
Yeah.
And after the show, this real big, burly, 6 foot, whatever, elderly Caucasian dude, he comes up to me and he says, hey, man. And he puts both hands on my shoulder. Now, prior to this, I said, God, give me a sign.
Right.
God, give me a sign. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
And this guy, after the show, he puts both hands on my shoulder, and he starts getting misty. And he goes, my son was deployed to Iraq, and I've been upset and sad and crying. But tonight, you're the first time, because of you, the first time I laughed was tonight. Thank you. And he's like crying. And now I'm starting, because I'm a punk, I start crying. And I'm walking back to my hotel room, and something said, dummy, that's the answer to your question.
Yes.
And I was like, wow. Then I was performing at a better room, a room south of here, and this lady comes up to me years later, and she goes, my mom loved you. She died a couple years ago, and she loved you. And she starts crying. Now I'm crying again. So because of stuff like that, and connected it with how my son just out of the blue. And my daughter's the same way. Dad, some gig I didn't get, and I felt slighted. He said, Dad, why are you worried about that? You're international. You performed all over the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, man. But then I'm crying about that because now my kids are encouraging me.
Right.
And it was the greatest feeling.
Oh, it's awesome.
So that's what I do.
Well, we forget, in what we do because it's just what we do.
Right.
That how not just how many people you perform for, then break it down to how many laughs happen. And then you break it down to how many people are in the audience, and every one of those individually laughed, and the ripple effect of that. And I've started teaching. It's been a lot of fun. There's a college here, a small college called New College, and they got a new president, and he contacted me, and he said, I know you teach comedy. I would love for you to teach it here as a course curriculum. And so it's been great working with college age students. So
that's cool.
I just went in the other day. It's third year doing it. So I went in to pitch. There's a day that you go in and students are there, and people that are teaching these independent kind of classes, like, electives, like I'm teaching. You tell them what this is all about. And the thing that I was saying to them was, other than, to make, here's what I told them. I said, to captivate and rivet an audience attention, there are two ways to do that are the most effective: fear and laughter. Fear is easy. Fear's pretty easy to do. Laughter's hard. It takes skill to make people laugh. And I said, when you go up in front of a large crowd of strangers, and you make them react exactly the way you want them to react at exactly the moment you want them to react, and they do, I don't know if there's many things more powerful than that. And when that reaction is laughter, it is absolutely magical for the giver and the receiver. Right. Absolutely magical. And also, that laughter that we're creating, all the comedians that are out there doing that, every time you do it, it helps balance the world. It helps balance the negative shit that is constantly going to be there. The part of the world that is hard and dramatic and fearful and sad, and that's just humanity. That's just the way it is. But what we do is so important, I believe, to balance that and soften it.
That's why it's sad that comedy is going through this season is going through, with political stuff and can't say that and all that stuff. So it's but we have a job to do. Certain people can be funny. Certain people come out the womb funny.
Yep. Well, I think that there are, like anything else, there are people. Everybody is born with something in their DNA that they're just naturally going to be a little better at. Yeah. And then your environment enhances that or not. And I think that but people that get to our level, it takes work. Yeah. I've never seen anybody that just, let me tell you, when I think of every comedian I've ever seen, the one comic that got there the quickest and just seemed to have the most natural talent for it was Sinbad.
Oh my God.
I mean, without a doubt, probably one of the most underrated entertainers that's ever been on this planet.
And he did it with a lot of crowd work, but he had bits, like you said.
Yes.
He had bits.
Material. The last several times he worked at my club, and he used to come almost every year, and when he had that stroke, and he's still struggling with that. But he would go up on stage, and he would start talking to the audience, and every show. And then out of talking to two or three people, not nailing them, just talking to them. And he would develop a subject matter. And that was what the show was going to be. Yeah. And I would sit there and watch him do 5 shows at my place over a weekend, and you've seen it. No 2 shows were. I mean, 70% of every show
was different.
Was totally different.
And that's one of my goals every night. I never want to do the same show twice.
It's
and I got
an art.
that from being on cruise ships. Quick story, because I know we got to go. The band was so used to seeing certain comics, they would be reading magazines, and they knew when this guy was going to wrap up.
Right.
But when I was doing it, they never knew. They paid attention.
Right.
And that's when like the show I did last night was different from the special, and hopefully the night show will be different from last night.
Right.
So, and I kind of took that a little bit from Sinbad because I watched them a lot.
Sure.
I just never want to do the same show twice.
Well,
I don't ever want to be predictable.
Man, if there's you couldn't pick a better artist to emulate than him. I mean, David was what an amazing talent.
And he's older now. So sad that he had that stroke.
I know.
Because imagine Sinbad at this age
I
with
know.
all this stuff going on.
I know. He texted me a couple of times here and there over the past couple of years. I've stayed in touch with his family and he's kind of been on a little roller coaster, but he's still here and I know him.
He's gonna try it.
Oh, he's gonna make some calls. He's working hard to get back. He said
he's probably gonna say, "Just prop me up.
Yes.
Get the mic close and let me go.
Let me go."
He's gonna do it.
He'll do something funny. Hey man, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, always a pleasure. I mean, we've got to be 25, 30
at
years,
least.
I would say.
And let me just give this person props. I'm here because of Tim Wilkins. Tim Wilkins and his former wife were the first people that recommended me to you.
And I texted back and forth with Tim today, and because we've got this show coming up, and with my buddy Ken Sons, is kind of his out show since he had his lung transplant. And a bunch of comics are showing up and sent stuff out. And Tim goes, "I'm coming." And Tim hadn't been doing stand up at all.
Not gave it up. He just kind of semi-retired.
Bodybuilder.
I know he's
ripped.
He's a F-150 pickup right now.
He's unbelievable. But yeah, what a great guy. And I remember that. I
came in as a feature
absolutely.
Twice, and I'll never forget. You said, "Philly, next time you come, I'm gonna close you." Man, I was on cloud 9. Man, who you telling? And it's been that way ever since. And I appreciate everything.
Yeah, man. Well,
and Pam and everybody.
You've earned everything you've gotten.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it, buddy.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We're done.